Ty Borden. Is that really him? The trailer for Heartland Season 19 has just dropped, and in the final seconds a shadowed figure steps into view, one that looks way too familiar. Fans are losing their minds, and for a good reason. For years we thought his story was over. But now the biggest twist in Heartland history might just be beginning. From the very first episode of Heartland, Ty Borden was more than just a character. He became the heart of the show. When he first arrived at the ranch, he was a troubled teen with a rough past. But over the seasons, he transformed into a strong, kind, and dependable man. Fans watched as he slowly earned Jack's respect, Amy's love, and a place in the Fleming Bartlett family. His journey from a rebel to a husband and father was emotional and inspiring. Ty wasn't just Amy's soulmate. He was someone who healed. Animals stood up for what was right and gave his all to the people he loved. Their love story was one of the most beautiful parts of Heartland. It was built on friendship, trust, and shared dreams. They got married, started a family, and even opened a vet clinic together. Everything seemed perfect until it wasn't. In Season 13, Ty was shot while trying to protect a horse. At first, he seemed to recover, and fans breathed a sigh of relief. But tragedy struck early in Season 14, when Ty suddenly collapsed and died from complications related to the wound. It was a shocking moment that left fans heartbroken. Many couldn't believe what had just happened. Some even hoped it was a dream, a mistake, or something that would be undone. But episode after episode confirmed the painful truth. Ty was gone. His death changed everything. Amy was left to raise their daughter Lindy alone, and the ranch, once filled with laughter and love, felt quieter and more fragile. The show bravely explored the grief that followed, showing Amy's slow, painful steps toward healing. It wasn't just her story. It reflected what fans were going through too. For many viewers, Heartland had always been a source of comfort. Losing Ty felt like losing a friend, but the writers chose to honor his memory, keeping him alive in every decision Amy made, in every smile from Lindy, and in every lesson passed down from the past. Still, despite all the healing and growth, there was always a part of the fan base that couldn't let go. Some rewatched old episodes just to see Ty again. Others followed actor Wardle closely, hoping for a sign that he might return. There were countless posts, videos, and threads asking the same question: what if Ty isn't really gone? Even though the show moved forward, the possibility of Ty's return stayed alive in the hearts of those who had loved him from the start. Now, with Season 19's trailer teasing his appearance, that hope has suddenly come roaring back to life. Sometimes it only takes 1 second to change everything. That's exactly what happened at the end of the Heartland Season 19 trailer. As the music builds and the screen begins to fade, a lone figure appears. He's standing in the distance, backlit by the sun, with just enough light to show us the outline of his face. And even though it's just a silhouette, fans recognized him instantly. Those broad shoulders, that slow, steady walk, and the feeling he brings. The camera doesn't say his name. The dialogue doesn't mention him, but it doesn't need to. That shadowy figure looks just like Ty Borden. The internet exploded within hours. Comments poured in across YouTube, Reddit, Instagram, and TikTok. Some fans were in disbelief. Others burst into tears. People started rewatching the trailer frame by frame, slowing it down to study every single detail. The jacket, the hairstyle, the way he moves. It was as if the fandom had become full-time detectives overnight. There were theories about camera angles, background music cues, and even the way Amy looked off-screen in one particular moment. One scene, in particular, showed her smiling, softly, almost in disbelief, before the trailer cuts to black. For many, that look told them everything they needed to know. She saw him. She saw Ty. But the mystery didn't end there. Another moment in the trailer showed a hand reaching out to gently touch the ranch gate, the same gate Ty once fixed in Season 6. That gate became a symbol for fans, and this scene wasn't random. It was intentional. Just a quiet shot with no words, no explanation, and yet it carried more weight than anything else in the trailer. Was it Ty? Was it someone else meant to remind us of him? Or was it a memory? Amy's perhaps triggered by something we haven't seen yet. This kind of mystery is rare in a show like Heartland. Usually the drama comes from relationships, ranch life, and healing, both for people and animals. It's grounded, gentle, and honest. That's why this twist stands out so strongly. The writers have never used shock just to surprise us. Every moment on this show has meaning, and that's what makes this teaser so powerful. If they showed us someone who looks like Ty, there's a reason. They want us to wonder. They want us to ask questions. And maybe, just maybe, they want us to hope again. Even the way the trailer was edited suggests a return filled with emotion rather than spectacle. It didn't feel like a superhero comeback or a soap opera twist. It felt quiet, deep, like something personal, like something that matters. Just a few seconds of screen time, and yet it has completely changed the way fans are thinking about the upcoming season. Is it a flashback, a dream sequence, or is Ty somehow alive? The moment has opened the door to endless possibilities. Some fans think the show is preparing for a powerful emotional arc where Amy confronts something from her past. Maybe an unresolved moment, maybe a letter, or maybe even a vision. Others believe it's more literal, that somehow Ty survived and has been living in hiding, either due to memory loss or to protect his family. It might sound far-fetched, but when it comes to storytelling, anything is possible, especially when the show has spent so many years building emotional depth and loyalty among its audience. If any series can pull off a return like this with grace and care, it's Heartland. Whatever the truth is, one thing is clear. The trailer didn't just tease season 19. It reignited the beating heart of the entire Heartland fanbase. And now, everyone is holding their breath, waiting to see if the miracle they've dreamed of is finally becoming real. It didn't take long. Within minutes of the trailer's release, the fandom wasn't just watching, it was investigating. Ty Borden trending again wasn't just nostalgia. It was a wildfire of hope meeting a storm of questions. Social media lit up with screenshots, slow-motion breakdowns, and theory threads longer than the Heartland script itself. For a show built on realism and heart, fans were now questioning what they once thought was set in stone. Was Ty's story truly over? Or was it never finished? The most talked about theory. Ty never died. In this version of events, fans imagine a hidden twist, a last-minute rescue, a medical cover-up, or even a witness protection situation. It's dramatic, yes. But these fans point to the fact that Ty's death happened off-screen in the timeline between episodes. Sure, we saw him collapse, but what if that wasn't the end? Maybe someone helped him. Maybe his injuries were more complex than they let on. Maybe he left to protect Amy and Lindy from something bigger. It's the kind of theory that would shake the Heartland universe, but also give longtime fans a bittersweet reward after years of mourning. Another group leans toward a softer approach. Ty's return is emotional, not physical. A dream, a vision, or even a memory that Amy revisits as part of her healing journey. These fans argue that the show has never been about tricks. It's about truth. And maybe this return is part of Amy finding peace, moving forward, while still honoring the past. If the trailer shows Ty, it could be her remembering something meaningful. Or maybe Lindy starts asking deeper questions about her father, and Amy has to open up about moments she never shared before. Then there are the fans who think it's a flashback, one we've never seen before. A moment pulled from the past to tie in with the present. After all, season 19 could be setting up big changes for the ranch or the family, and remembering Ty in a real, visual way might be part of that. Maybe he left a message, maybe he had a conversation we never saw. These fans believe the trailer is showing us something that did happen, but was never revealed. If that's true, then Ty's return isn't about the future. It's about filling in the missing pieces of the past. A smaller but very vocal part of the fan base has another theory entirely. What we're seeing isn't Ty at all. It's someone new, someone connected to Ty. A twin, a long-lost relative, a man with a similar past who crosses paths with Amy. While this theory might seem like a stretch, it's not unheard of in long-running dramas, and it would explain the mystery in the trailer while keeping Ty's original story intact. Still, most fans push back on this idea. To them, there's only one Ty Borden, and the man in that trailer felt like him, even if we couldn't see his face clearly. And of course, some fans think the trailer is just playing with emotions. A marketing trick. A clever way to draw people back in. They argue that the silhouette might be reused footage or a stand-in designed to stir up talk. It wouldn't be the first time a show used mystery to bring back viewers. But if that's true, it's a risky move. Heartland isn't a show that relies on stunts. It's built trust with its audience over nearly 2 decades. If it's teasing Ty, there must be a reason, and it has to mean something, regardless of which theory fans believe. One thing connects them all: emotion. These aren't wild guesses made for fun. These are hopes carried for years. They come from fans who watched Ty grow up, fall in love, and build a life, who cried when he died, who felt the silence he left behind. The trailer didn't just bring back a character, it brought back a sense of possibility. A reason to believe in healing, in change, and in the idea that maybe, just maybe, love never really leaves. As fans continue to piece together clues, the excitement only grows. Reddit threads are full of screenshots and time-stamped theories. YouTube videos are racking up views analyzing the trailer frame by frame, and TikTok is filled with edits, reactions, and emotional posts, some hopeful, some hesitant, all deeply personal. For many, this isn't just about storytelling. It's about closure, about seeing the character they loved return, even for a moment, about finding something they didn't know they still needed. In the world of Heartland, where every emotion feels real, every scene carries weight, and every bond matters, the possible return of Ty Borden isn't just a plot point. It's a reminder of why people fell in love with the show in the first place. Sometimes what isn't said speaks the loudest. And when it comes to the possible return of Ty Borden in season 19, silence has become its own kind of suspense. No official confirmations, no big announcements, just careful smiles in interviews, cryptic Instagram posts, and a trailer that drops one silhouette like a pebble into a lake and watches the ripples spread. Let's start with Wardle. Since leaving Heartland, the actor who brought Ty to life has stayed largely quiet about his character's future. But over the past few months, fans have noticed something strange. He's been more visible. Not just online, but near the places Heartland is filmed. A fan spotted him at a cafe not far from the set. Another claimed he was seen with cast members during what looked like a quiet dinner. Coincidence? Maybe. But longtime fans don't believe in coincidences, not when it comes to this show. Then there was that podcast appearance. Wardle was asked directly if he'd ever return to Heartland. His answer wasn't a simple yes or no. He said, "You never know what stories still need to be told." To most viewers, that was enough. Not confirmation, but not denial either. He left the door cracked just wide enough for the light to peek through. It wasn't the voice of an actor done with his role. It sounded more like someone waiting for the right moment. And what about Amber Marshall, Amy Fleming herself? In recent interviews, she's been choosing her words very carefully. When asked about the new season, at one event when someone brought up Ty, she smiled and said, "Season 19 will definitely surprise people, that's all I can say." Another time, she mentioned that the new season was the most emotional one we've ever filmed. Combine that with her posting throwback photos of her and Graham, photos not seen in years, and suddenly it feels like more than just nostalgia. It feels like a gentle warning. Prepare yourselves. Even the official Heartland social media accounts have been acting differently. In the days before the trailer dropped, they posted a blurry photo of the Heartland ranch at sunset, with the caption, "Some ghosts never really leave." Fans noticed it immediately. Ghost was the word that stood out. Was it metaphorical? A teaser? Or something more direct? Then the trailer came out and everything changed. Behind the scenes, there's also been talk about how season 19 is structured. A leaked call sheet, later pulled offline, listed scenes described as memory, sequences, and past-present overlap. No names were listed, but fans are convinced these scenes hint at Ty's involvement. Maybe not in every episode, but perhaps in key moments. A memory unlocked. A letter read. A dream that lingers longer than expected. The showrunners haven't made any official comment about Ty's return, which, again, is unusual. In the past, when major plot twists were brewing, Heartland's creators gave gentle hints or warnings to help fans prepare emotionally. This time, nothing. Just silence. And that silence feels loud. The kind of loud that suggests they're hiding. Something big. Something they want us to talk about. Even the filming schedule raises questions. During the production of Season 19, insiders noted that certain sets were closed off from crew members not directly involved in key scenes. That's rare. Usually filming is fairly open, but not this time. Some believe those scenes required secrecy, perhaps to protect the biggest surprise the show has ever pulled off. There's also been buzz about the editing choices in the trailer. Several longtime Heartland editors weren't involved in the final cut. Instead, a new editor, known for cinematic twists and high-emotion pacing, was brought in for the trailer alone. That decision sparked interest. Why bring in someone new unless the trailer needed a specific kind of emotional delivery? One that builds hope without giving away too much? All signs point to something more than fan theory. Something being held back. Something that's about to be revealed. And here's the thing about Heartland. It doesn't make big moves lightly. When it does, it means something. If Ty is coming back, even in part, it's not just to surprise us. It's to complete something. To bring a chapter full circle, or maybe to open a new one. So now the question shifts from could he return to how he will return, and maybe most importantly, why now?